In this lesson, we're going to talk about the basic mathematical concepts in a business. And in this specific lesson, we're going to talk about ratio. But I also got a lot of videos on these basics mathematical concept in the business. I got a lot of videos about a mortgage, about rate and percentage and all of those type of stuff. But in this specific video, we're going to talk about a ratio. So to talk about a ratio means actually comparing two or more things or quantities that is expressed in the same unit of measurement. So I'm gonna explain to you by doing some type of examples. So let's get started. Well, the first example says that the number of employed and unemployed people is given in a district is given by the table. So we got a table over here, and this shows the number of employed and unemployed people, and what we're looking for is what is the ratio of employed to unemployed people in the given district or in the district. So that's what we're gonna do. So as you guys can see over here, the ratio of employed to unemployed people in the given district. So there's no specification over here. We're gonna look at the total because there's no specification that says the male or the female. So we're gonna look at the total person. So it will be 350. We got 300 people, 350 people employed. So we're gonna say 350 and the whole ratio, and it says the employed and unemployed. So for that reason, we're going to look at the unemployed number of people, and the unemployed number of people is 180. So we're going to say 180 over here. So my ratio will be what? It will be 350 and 180. So I also can actually simplify this whole thing. So it will be this thing will be, when you just simplify this whole thing, you're gonna get, just let me cancel these two zeros, and it will be 35 ratio, let me just make it accurate, ratio 18. So this will be your ratio for this specific example. So your answer will be 35 ratio 18. So that's the thing. So there's 35 employed people, or for 35 people, there's 18 people who's unemployed. So that's the thing. That's how the ratio works. It's all about comparing two things or comparing two quantities who's in the same unit of measurement. So that's the thing. So for this specific example, it will be 35 ratio 18. So now let's do some different type of examples. So let's go ahead. Okay, so when you count to the second one, it says that what is the ratio of female employed to the male employed people in a given district. So now we got some sort of specification. So we're gonna look at the male employed and also the female employed. So as you guys can see over here in our table, we got a male and also female employed and unemployed people. So it says that the ratio of female employed to the male employed. So I'm gonna go to the female employed. So my female employed people are 150. So I'm gonna say 150 ratio, and 150 ratio employed to the male employed. So the male employed will be 200. So it will be 200. So when you simplify this thing, you're gonna get 15 ratio 20. So as you guys can see, it's just so easy when you count these whole things. It's all about, getting the numbers and writing the number. That's the whole thing you gotta do. Just if it says the ratio of male employees to the female employee, you're gonna go to the male and the female employee and then just simplify the number. That's the whole thing. This is so easy actually. So if they give you the table and if they want you to find the ratio, it's just so easy. But when you count allocating the ratio and also doing some type of a critical question, that might be a little bit hard, and we're gonna do that type of question in this video. But for this one, this is so easy. So for that reason, since this is easy, I want you guys to stop the video and try the third one or C. So it says that what is the ratio of the unemployed male to the unemployed female? So let's go to the unemployed male. So unemployed male we got over here, it's just 80. So we got 80 unemployed male, and we got about unemployed female. So we got 100 unemployed female. So we're gonna say 100 unemployed female. So if you cancel these two things or these two zeros, you're gonna get uh, a ratio thing, but you still can't simplify. So it will be 4 by 2 4 and by 2 5. So my ratio will be my simplified ratio will be 4 ratio to the 5. So that's it. And this is the whole thing you have to do when it comes to, giving you the table and also just finding the ratio. If they give you the table, it is so easy. So now let's do some critical questions and let's just try to find the ratio. So the second one says that what is the ratio of 1.8 meter to the 160 centimeters? So, well, since we got two measurements over here, we got meter and also centimeter, so we're gonna have to match them. So I'm gonna change this whole thing to centimeters. So I'm gonna say one meter is always 100 centimeter. You gotta know this. So for that reason, in my meters part, I'm gonna write this whole thing. This is the meter or the meters part. So I'm gonna say 1.8 meter or 1.8 meter is equal to x. I'm looking for this part. I'm looking for the centimeter. So that's the reason that I just write this whole x. So when you click cross this thing, you're gonna get 1x will equal to, so this two zeros is gonna bring this thing out. So it will be 180. So it will be 180 centimeter. So this is it. So this one is actually the same as what is the ratio of 180 centimeter to 160 centimeter. So this is so easy done. So it will be what? It will be 180 centimeter, the whole over, actually this is 180. So it will be 180 centimeter. Oh my God. My writing is so terrifying. So it will be 180 over 160. And then, when you can cancel these two things and you simplify, you're gonna get, so by 3 will be 9 and by 2 will be 8. So my answer will be what? It will be 9 ratio 8. So 9 ratio 8 will be my last answer. So the second one was also, it's not so hard. It's just, it's all about changing the measurement and also just, doing the whole thing when you count the ratio. So now let's do some critical questions, just a little bit tough and hard. It's all about just allocating the ratio and that type of stuff. So now let's go and do some tough questions. Okay, so when you count the third one, it says that allocate 1,800 in the ratio of 3, 4, and 5. So this one is a little bit tough and it's a little just a lot of process. So now let's do it done. So the first thing that I want to do if I got this type of question is I want to add the ratio. So these three things. So when you add 3 plus 4 and plus 5, you're gonna get what? You're gonna get 12. And then once you add them or once you get the value, after you add them, the second step we gotta do is just you're gonna have to divide this whole thing or this 1,800 by 12. So I'm gonna divide 1,800 by 12. So when you divide it, you're gonna get 150. And then the second step, and then after that, all you gotta do is just you're gonna have to multiply the result of this 150 by each one of them by 3 and by 4 and by 5. So that's the whole process. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna have to multiply 3 by 150, and then my result will be 450. And I'm also gonna have to multiply 4 by 150, and then I'm gonna get 600. And then lastly, I'm gonna have to multiply 5 by 150, and then I'm gonna get 750. So it says that I allocate 1,800 in a ratio of 3, 4, and 5. So when you allocate them, you're gonna get 450, 600, and also 750. So that will be your answer. That's just the last answer. So I want you guys to remember the steps. So the first thing you have to do is just you're gonna have to add them. And once you get this 12 or the result after you add them, you're gonna have to divide the 1,800 or whatever the number you're gonna allocate by the number you give, by adding these ratios. And then after that, it's all about multiplying each one of them by the number you get or by these 150. So now let's do just a little bit tough example than this one. So it's all about, it's also allocation, but it's just in a little bit different way. So now let's do it. So when you count to the first one, it says allocate 600 among the three workers in a ratio of 3/4, 2/3, and also 1/2. So since this is a rational number sort of stuff, this is a little bit tough. So now let's do it. But I want you guys, since you guys know the process, I want you guys to stop the video and try this one. Actually, we've done this is kind of like the same type of example in the previous expression. So this will be easy. It's all about just following that process. So the only difference is with the rational number. So I want you guys to start the video and try this one. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is just I'm gonna have to add this whole thing. So I want to take the LCM. So the LCM for this 4, 3, and 12 will be what? It will be 12. It will be the LCM for this 4, 3, and 2 will be 12. And then after that, I'm gonna have to multiply this 12 by 4, and I'm gonna get 3. So I'm gonna multiply this 3 by 3, so it will be 9. And then 9 plus. So when you multiply, when you just divide this 12 by 3, you're gonna get 2. You're gonna get 2. Not 2 actually. You're gonna get 8. It will be 4, and then when you just multiply 4 by 2, you're gonna get 8. And then after that, I'm gonna have to uh, divide, or I'm gonna have to divide this 12 by 2, and it will be 6, and 6 times by 1 will be 6. So now I'm done. So now the next step will be what? It will be I'm gonna have to add this whole thing, the thing that I got in my denominators bar. So I'm gonna have to add 9 plus 8 plus 6. So when you add them, you're gonna get 23. So now, once I get the 23, my second step will be what? It will be dividing and also multiplying. So it will be, I got this 600 over here. So I'm gonna have to divide this 600 by 23. So it will be 600 divided by 23, but times by 9. Just don't forget this one. So I'm gonna do the same thing with 8 and also 6. So I'm gonna get my result. So the thing is, I'm gonna have to multiply this 8 by 600 over 12. I mean over 23, or over the number that you get by adding the ratio. So this one. So what you gotta do is just you're gonna have to multiply this 8 by 600 over 23. And then you're gonna get the answer. And also for 6, it's just the same thing. So I'm gonna have to multiply this 6 by 600 over 23. So it will be 600 over 23. So your answer for the first one, when you divide 600 by 23 and when you multiply by 9, you're gonna get 234.7. And for the second one, when you just multiply 8 by 600 over 23, you're gonna get 208.6. And for the last one, when you just divide 600 by 23 and multiply by 6, you're gonna get 156.5. So this will be your last answer. So I don't want you guys to get confused. So I'm gonna just review it again. So the first step is all you just gotta do is just you're gonna find the LCM. So I find the LCM over here. Let me show you. So I find the LCM over here. It's just 12. And then after that, just after doing this whole thing, or I just divided this 12 by 4 and I get 3. And 3 times by 3 I get 9. And 12 divided by 3 I get 4. And 4 times by 2 I get 8. And 12 times by 12 divided by 2 I get 6. And 6 times by 1 I get 6 itself. And then I added this whole thing and I get 23. And then after I get 23, I divided 600 by the number that I get by adding this whole thing, or by 23. So you just divide 600 by 23, and then after that multiply that thing or that result by 9, and also by 8, and also by 6. So this is the whole process you have to do. just if you follow